Good morning. Today I wanted to talk about my cats. So I don't know if you saw already in my previous videos, but I have two cats. This one that's about to jump on the camera. Her name, I don't know if you can see her. She's Stencil. Away. She's a mix of Bengal cat. So she's crazy. You'll probably hear her scream in the background sometimes. And my other cat, the little redhead, his name is Hustle. And Hustle had some health issues, and I just thought I'd talk about it in case it comes up in some videos. So I showed you just before some footage from our routine, our morning routine. It's also the night routine when it comes to the medication. So we got Hustle in 2018. He was just a couple of months, and we met him in a grocery store. This girl had him in a t-shirt in the grocery store. I remember it was the bread aisle, and my boyfriend was like, wait a minute, is that a cat? And then I looked at him and I was like, oh my god, why is there a cat in the grocery store? That's so random. And we pet him and we automatically fell in love with him. And the girl's boyfriend said, oh, he's for sale if ever you want. It's the last baby that's left to sell. And they would have just gave him away, but they were just asking for like 20 or 40 bucks just to make sure they were getting like a family that would care enough to pay 20 or 40 dollars, and not just like give it away to anyone that will just discard of him in a couple of weeks. So my boyfriend and I already had two cats at the time. We had Rabin, who passed away in 2023, my big beautiful boy, my first love, and Stencil. We had her already. She was about, I think, 1 year old, and we were like, no, we don't want a third one. Two is enough. We're tattoo artists, so we're not home all the time. So we're like, oh no. And then we were driving back home, and on our ride back, we didn't say a single word to each other. Not a single word. We were just staring straight, thinking about this little cute guy. And I feel like the universe put him on our path because maybe if he would have ended up with another family, he wouldn't be alive anymore. Because since we don't have kids, it's one of the reasons, I guess. The fact that we don't have kids, we were able to invest in a lot of vet visits and emergency care. So he's still alive, and he's actually doing pretty well right now. So his story starts when we got him. When we got him, he was... Oh my god. When we got him, he was a pretty normal cat, friendly cat, already amazing cat. And back in those days, we lived in a duplex. And she's curious. And the people, there wasn't any people living downstairs, and oh my god, there wasn't anyone living downstairs. We were all alone living upstairs, so we took care of the whole place, mowing the lawn and everything. The landlords lived like about an hour and a half away, so yeah, we pretty much took care of the place. But we didn't have the keys for downstairs for if something happened at first. And what we didn't know was there was water building up, I guess you would say, downstairs. There was water damage starting downstairs, and we didn't know. And it started to smell so bad, like a sulfur kind of smell in the apartment where we were above. And we're like, what's going on? And it started to smell a lot like mold and mildew. And it became very, very, very humid. Like, we knew something was up, but we didn't have the keys to go check it out. Anyways, that's kind of irrelevant. The point I'm getting at is there was water damage. It got really, really moldy, sulfur smell. It was really bad. And Hustle, our little baby boy at the time, he was still a baby. And I'm thinking, maybe not, but I'm thinking that this is what started his health issues, because that's when he started having symptoms. So the symptoms we noticed was that he was coughing a lot. And at first we thought it was hairballs. And we were like, man, this guy has a lot of hairballs. Like, but he wouldn't vomit. Like, there wasn't anything coming out. And it kind of looked different at one point than hairballs. And he was choking, like, and he was coughing a lot. So, like any person would do, we went on Dr. Google, and it was talking about like water in the lungs and stuff like that, and it was talking about asthma. And I know it's a pretty like common things in cats, so we were like, okay, we'll have him check him out. So they did some x-rays to look at his lungs, and they noticed that, yeah, his airways were like pretty inflamed. So he got put on puffers. So it was confirmed it was asthma. So he got put on puffers, and we were managing the puffers for a while, and it wasn't really going well. And symptoms were just getting worse and worse. And at that point, we moved because it was really too moldy there. So we got a new apartment, and the asthma wasn't doing better. So they put him on prednisolone. I don't know how to say it. So I guess it's prednisone, but it's called prednisolone. And like he got like pretty high doses, and like at one point we were on 2 puffers a day and blue puffers all the time, and we had a hard time managing it. It was as bad in the winter than summer. Like we didn't know what to do. There are no perfumes in our household because I'm allergic. There are no chemicals. Like, we use only natural things. We don't smoke. Like, there's not much like irritants that could be causing his asthma. So anyways, it got better, then it got worse, then it got better. And then we noticed his 4 paws, like his 4 cushions were so swollen and full of scabs. Like, when we noticed, we were like, oh my god, what's going on? So we took him to the vet again, and then they were saying that it's probably allergies, food allergies or whatever. So we started like changing food, trying different foods. I think we tried every possible food. And then online I did some food allergy tests, which it's not like super accurate. You just send some hair to a lab, and it comes back, and it like looks at the DNA kind of the hair, I think. And then according to that DNA, it says what his sensibilities could be, food and non-food things. So it said a couple of things, and then our vet thought it was probably chicken, because chicken is like a common allergy. So we stopped chicken. So yeah, he still, as of this day, he's on limited ingredients, and he got put on antibiotics and whatever, and this got better. So we got the allergy thing down. We're not changing food anymore. If we are, it's only limited ingredients, and like no chicken and whatever could like make his allergies flare up again. So allergies are okay. Asthma was it was like okay, and then not okay, and then okay, and then not okay. He was still on his little pill and his puffers. It was like a period of time where his asthma was so bad. We put cameras in the apartment to check up on him while we were at work. We live like 15 minutes away from work right now. So we put cameras and we were like, if he's choking, we're coming right back and giving him puffers. And at one point it got so bad. This one day we were at the house and he was choking a lot, and we kept giving him the blue puffers to like open his airways, and it wasn't working, and he was still on his pill. It was like a full pill, sometimes it was like half or whatever, but he was on the full pill. 2 orange puffers every day, 2 times a day. And we were giving him the blue puffers. It's supposed to be like every 4 hours. It was like every hour, and it wasn't helping. And this terrible day, I was giving him his blue puffer, and we were like, this is, something's not right. And he looked at me like his mouth open and huge eyes, and he was staring at me in my eyes, and I feel like he was telling me, please help me. Like it's giving me goosebumps. It was so traumatizing that day, because like, oh, and by the way, his gums were blue, like his lips were blue. It was scary. I knew at that point, like, he's not getting any oxygen in. This is terrible. I've never seen this face on a cat before. What the hell is going on? So I said to my boyfriend, please call the emergency and tell them we're going. Like, we have to go now. And the emergency is about 30 minutes away, I think, 40 minutes away. So I was so scared we weren't gonna make it. I thought he was gonna die in my arms. And thankfully we made it there, and he had a hard time breathing the whole ride. I was sitting in the back with him. My boyfriend was driving super fast and checking up. And we got to the cat emergency vet. They took him right away and they put him on oxygen right away. And like every day they would say like, oh, you can go back home and wait home. It's gonna be fine. And I was like, what do you mean go back home? Like, you should get some sleep. What do you mean get some sleep? At night I was laying down on the couch with my cell phone in my hand, and I was falling asleep like with my cell phone in my hand, just waiting for the vet to call and tell me if he was okay. And this went on for 5 days. He was hospitalized for 5 days, and it's $1,000 a day. So yeah, that was $5,000 that we didn't really have. But yeah, he was put in a little oxygen room for 5 days straight, and when his oxygen levels were okay to go back home, we were able to take him back home. And then I would say now it's pretty good, knock on wood. His asthma is doing pretty good. We are not stopping the puffers ever, just in case, so that nothing comes back like that, because that was really scary. But we were able to stop the medication, the pills. One thing with that medication, they told us that like when they put him on the medication when he was a bit younger, they told us that like a long use of that medication, which he didn't have a choice to have, but they told us it might cause him some other problems, and it did. So the allergies are okay, the asthma is thankfully controlled now, and now we noticed that he was losing a lot of weight. And my other kitty that passed away, Rabin, he was losing a lot of weight before, like a year before he died. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna die, what's going on? I thought it was kidney failure like my other kitty. So I went to the vet. I told him he's losing weight and I feel like he's not as active. He's never like been that active compared to my crazy cat that's running around because of his asthma. Like he runs, if he runs a bit too much, he coughs and stuff. So he's never been like as active as her. But still, he was like a bit less active and losing weight. So we brought him to the vet. I told him what I noticed, and I said he's drinking a lot of water, like a lot more water, and going to the bathroom a lot more, losing weight. And he told me it's probably nothing. And I asked for some blood work, and he did. He checked if it could be diabetes or whatever, and it didn't show anything. So I was like, okay. And then a couple of months go by, and he's still losing a lot of weight and drinking even more water. He was like drinking like 2 cups a day, even more. And I think a cat should be drinking around 1 cup. So he was drinking twice as much as he should have, and losing weight and losing weight. And so we took him to the vet again, and we said, look, like, I think he's got kidney failure or diabetes or something. Something's up. So they did blood work, and this time, yes, they did find that he was diabetic. This is pretty new, I guess. It's been just a couple of months. I think he was diagnosed with diabetes in August, and it's December now. So it hasn't been super long. But we had such a hard time figuring out how to deal with cat diabetes. I had never done that before, and I was so scared of stabbing him with a needle, pricking his ear and whatever. By the time he was diagnosed with diabetes, all the vets at my vet clinic were like not working there anymore. There was one vet left, and it's right around that perfect time that the vet was hospitalized. So all the animals and all the clients did not have a vet anymore. And for people who have animals, they know that right now, for some reason, I don't know if it's all of Canada, but it's so hard to find vets. It's a lot more expensive, and there's no vet. Like, all the vets, they don't take new animals in. It's crazy. So we were panicking. Like, what's going on? What are we supposed to do? We don't even know what we're doing. The pen wasn't working right. We didn't, like, we were asking around for advice for like has anyone ever dealt with this? We were calling the vet clinic to see if we could just talk to some like vet technicians. We've had some vet techs give us advice, but it wasn't good advice at all. Now I know that that wasn't accurate at all. So it was such a journey. And then the vet came back to work, and she was only back to work a couple of, like, I think 2 days a week. So it was really hard to reach her, and that's not her fault at all. Like, not at all. That's not what I'm saying. But it was just hard to get some information. We were freaking out. I was like, I don't want him to die. Oh my God. And then the vet was back, and she suggested that we install a freestyle on our kitty. For those who don't know what a freestyle is, I'll put a picture right here of what it looks like on a cat. Usually it's for humans. It's not tested for cats. This is what it looks like. It was Freestyle Libre 2. So basically this is a sensor that usually humans will like install right here, and it just reads their blood sugar throughout the day, and then they have a little machine, or they do it with their cell phone. Beep. They just scan it, and it tells them what their blood sugar is, so that they know if they need to take some insulin or not. We got, oh, here's a little boy. Oh, he was sleeping. So he got a freestyle installed. It was around here. So we had shaved him. They told us where to shave him, so we had shaved him previously. You can kind of see it's been a couple of months, but it's taking a long time to come back. We shaved him at home to like, so that he wasn't as stressed getting shaved at the vet. We shaved him here, and then that's where they told us to. And then when we got to the vet, they said, no, that's not the right spot, it's here. So they installed a freestyle here. And the freestyle wasn't working. It comes with a little monitor, this one, and you scan it on his back and it's supposed to beep and then tell you his sugar level, his blood sugar level. But it wasn't working. There was an error message and I was like, okay, I don't get it. So I installed the app on my phone. So what I learned is you can't have two things paired with the same sensor. But this was already not working. I had tested it like 5 or 6 times before. I did the whole, like everything it told me. The sensor was just not working. So we decided, we called and we weren't able to get any help on this. So we just decided we'll take it off. And then we watched online how to install it ourselves to not put Hustle through that stress again of going to the vet. He went to the vet a lot already, so we decided we'd get another freestyle. The company for this freestyle, apparently they will refund you or give you another one if it's not working. So I called and I said that it wasn't working. It was giving me an error message, and I said that it was for a cat. And right away the lady was like, oh no, we don't test this on animals. I'm not sending you anything for free, or I'm not giving you any information because it's not for animals. And I got mad and I hung up on her. I'm sorry, but she was very rude. Whatever. But then after this wasn't working and we couldn't get another one, I asked for my vet if I could get a prescription for the other freestyle that is actually smaller than this one. And I was like, why don't they offer the smaller version for animals? It's a lot thinner and very, like, a lot smaller, and it's called the Freestyle Libre 3. So we got the prescription, we went to get it at the pharmacy. It's the same as humans again, but this one is smaller. And we also got another monitor. So right now we're at 1 sensor plus the monitor, a second sensor plus a second monitor. And we tried this sensor, it wasn't working. Then the pharmacy suggested maybe try with the cell phone, because this one works better with the cell phone. I think we wanted to try the cell phone first on this one, the Libre 3. And then we look in the list of all the compatible cell phones, and both our cell phones are too old. They're not on the list. So that's when we went back and we bought the monitor. And then we started scanning, and this monitor was not detecting anything. The sensor, it was saying error, not working. So nothing was going our way. Nothing was working. We were so discouraged. Everything we were trying was not working. We ended up just testing his blood sugar manually. So pricking his ear and getting a blood sample and doing it ourselves. And the first monitor we got, oh, actually I think we used the monitors for the freestyles, either the 2 or the 3. We tried them all. There's a little area here where you could put in blood strips and it tells you the blood sugar levels. The thing is, with those blood strips that came with these freestyle monitors, you need a lot of blood. It's meant for humans, and like it doesn't need a lot. It just needs like a prick on the finger and boop. But a cat's ear doesn't really produce as much blood, at least not for us. It was giving us too much of a small quantity of blood, so that still wasn't working. So that's another thing we bought that didn't work. So the strips, I don't have the strips anymore, I think. Oh yeah, there were these strips here, Freestyle Precision Blood Glucose Test Strips. So these are for humans still, but they're used for animals also. So these weren't working for us either. And the monitors were working really well with these, but we didn't have enough blood to put in these strips. So then we saw on the shelf at the pharmacy some blood glucose test strips that were called Freestyle Light. This here. They have a little butterfly on it, and these strips are magical. But we had to buy another monitor, the Freestyle Light, because this is the monitor that goes with the Freestyle Light strips. So it's another monitor. And you also need to get a pen to prick the cat's ear or paw if he lets you, but ear is good. And this finally worked. So this is the way we have to look at his blood sugar every day to make sure we can give him some insulin every time. The first pen we got to give him insulin with, it was the same one. It wasn't working and we were panicking, and we were not able to get help at our vet because the vet wasn't there and the techs didn't know, the vet techs didn't know how to deal with this. So they ended up giving us another one. They exchanged it. You got some like insulin cartridges in there. So that's pretty much our story. So now he is on one. This is the air chamber for cats. It's the same as humans, but it has a smaller mask here. So he's on 2 puffers a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Sometimes he's doing very, very well, so I'll just give him 1 in the morning, but I never skip it because I don't want him to get hospitalized again. And right now he's doing super good, so we're keeping it that way. The blue puffers are for if ever he coughs, which he doesn't need them right now, knock on wood. They're the same puffers as us. He also had some wounds to heal from the 2 freestyles he's had on his back. You have to put it on with surgical glue, and that glue kind of irritated his skin and left him some scabs, and he had to heal that for a couple of weeks. And now, since he's a diabetic, he doesn't heal as fast, so we had to put a t-shirt on him for a while so that he wouldn't lick his wounds or the ointments that we put on him. But thankfully now everything is under control. His asthma's doing great, his allergies are doing great, and his diabetes is under control with insulin. And hopefully one day he'll be on remission and won't need insulin anymore. That's our dream. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share this story with you if ever anyone has cats with health issues. We are starting to be kind of pros at this, so I could probably answer a couple of questions. If ever anyone wants a video on how to administer insulin to a cat or how to deal with cat asthma, I can make some videos on that too, now that I'm quite an expert on it. But just let me know if ever that's something you'd like to see. Again, thank you very much for joining me today as I blabber along. Please do consider subscribing. It would help me immensely. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a good day. Whatever, there was an alarm beeping. Oh my god, caca. Empty it or anything, whatever. So we had to, it's Sumi's time, sorry. So the symptoms we noticed was those are really long zoomies.